Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of Sunnahfollowers Hadith class. And this is a Hadith class wherein we discuss Hadiths that relate to women in Islam. And let's put the Hadith that's up for discussion today on the screen. And hold on, it didn't copy like it was supposed to. Let me do it this way. Okay, and this hadith is narrated by Aisha, one of the wives of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She said that the Prophet called Uthman ibn Mazun to him. And when he came to him, he said, Uthman, do you like the way I live my life? Do you like the things that I told you to do as a Muslim? Or do you dislike the way I live my life? He said, no, O Prophet of Allah, I don't dislike the way you live your life. I don't dislike the things you taught us. I don't dislike the way that you taught us to live. The Prophet said, well, I want you to know I sleep, I make salat, I fast, and sometimes I don't fast. And I also marry women. So fear Allah and understand that your wife has a right over you. Your guest has a right over you. And your body has rights over you. So you should fast and then break the fast. Pray and then sleep. And what happened was, this is Uthman ibn Mazun. This is not Uthman who became the caliph. This is another companion. And what happened was he had decided that he could, stay all night praying. He could pray all night long. He could fast every day without breaking his fast. And he swore off. He was one of the other three who swore off marrying women because he wanted to prove to Allah just how righteous and strong a Muslim he could be. So when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard about this, and it was him and Amir al-As and another brother, the Prophet went to them all individually and explained this to them, that Islam is all about modesty. It's not about, proving how righteous you are by overdoing good deeds. He explained to them that Allah likes for us to do good deeds according to our capability. He likes us to be consistent when it comes to doing good deeds and to not overburden ourselves. He said, never swear off women. He said, because none of you could ever be as righteous as me, but I love women and I would never swear off women. He said, and also none of you could have a closer relationship to Allah than I have, but I pray part of the night and I sleep part of the night, and I give my wives their rights over me during the night. He said, so do the good deeds according to your capability. Do not allow Shaitan to cause you to be an extremist or a fanatic. Don't make the religion hard, because Allah hates an extremist just as much as he hates a person who is negligent. So who would like to share their view of this hadith?
Assalamu
Walaikum salam.
That's beautiful. That explains everything. You don't pray too much. You just a human. Humans do human things. You know, women, you like women, you know, just be moderate. Just like you said, just don't be no extremists. And he broke it down right there, which is beautiful.
Yeah, he went to each and every one of those three men who swore that they would never marry, that they would fast and never break their fast. And he went to them all individually and told them, this is wrong. And like he told Amir ibn al-As, if you like to fast, the best fast is the fast of Dawood. He used to fast every other day. If you feel that you can do a lot in regards to fasting, fast every other day. Or you can fast 3 times out of days out of every month. He said, and as far as prayer, do pray part of the night. Spend 1/3 of the night praying, the other 1/3 of the night sleeping, the other 1/3 with your wives. That's how Prophet David was, alayhi salam. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think this is a beautiful hadith as well, because if people would have just pondered this hadith, they could have saved, many marriages could have been saved by people not being so extreme, like women, I think it's called that police patrol, or you know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
And men as well. So this is beautiful.
And this is a hadith that I had to remind Sister Gracie's husband, Bimru of, because he loves to pray. As you guys, everybody here knows, Bimru, he loves to pray. He spends all day at the mosque praying. Then he comes home at night and spends all night praying, and Gracie was like, well, what about me? What about me? And I had to remind him, you have to give your wife her right too. And that's what the beauty of Islam, and it shows how it's a way of life perfected for us by Allah, not no man, because Allah knows his creation better than the creation knows itself. A lot of men, get so occupied in their self that they forget that the woman has rights too, just like Abu Dar, the hadith we went over concerning Abu Dar. He wanted to be a hermit, so he moved out to the desert. And spent all his time worshiping, and when one of the companions came to visit him, his wife complained. She said, the man doesn't listen. All he does is stay in this house praying and reading Quran. She said, I want to go out. I want to go shopping. He moved me out here in the desert. She said, I want to go shopping and go to the market and buy things. But he doesn't give me my time. All he wants is us to spend time worshiping Allah. And the companion had to tell Abu Dar, your wife has rights over you, man. She needs to be able to get out and do things that women like to do. Women like to shop. Women like to go to the store. Women like those type of things. He said, give your wife her right. Give her some money. Let her go out and buy her some trinkets and jewelry and things that women like to buy. So again, another hadith showing that, Islam is not a way of life that degrades women or even deprives or depraves a woman. In numerous hadiths and numerous verses of the Quran, you will see that Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasize the rights and respect for women and others. Okay, anybody else would like to share?
Yeah, I was also gonna
go on.
I was gonna say, some Muslims, like I have some family members who, when they see me because I practice, they just make assumptions that I don't go out. I don't like to, participate in entertainment or activities or whatnot. They just make assumptions. Like, yes, I practice Islam, but I also enjoy the good things that Allah made lawful for me. Don't make assumptions about me,
Exactly. And that shows that how Islam is a moderately balanced way of life. Everything is about balance. We have to learn to balance our time, balance our relationships, balance our existence. You don't want to get too caught up in the life of this world. And you don't want to be too much of a hermit. And see, I'm the total opposite. A lot of people say because of my outgoing personality, they think that I like to go out and do things. I'm a home person. I'd rather stay at home. Let me stay at home and read a book or write in my book or watch television or teach. I'm not into the outside too much, but that's how we are. It's a balanced way of life, you know. And people shouldn't make assumptions about us. They think because you're practicing a religion, you know, that you don't want to go out and have fun, or that you have an outgoing personality. You like to stay out in the streets. No, everything is moderately balanced. I go out when I have to, just like you go out and be entertained, you know, when you have the time. Everything is balanced. Yeah. Anyone else? Go ahead, Sabrina.
I was going to say the very same thing, but you took the words right out of my mouth, as they used to say, about balance. You know, many marriages, many families could have been saved or strengthened if they had just practiced balance. Nobody says that you can't, you know, have a good time with your family, or as long as you, or whatever, as long as you stay with the laws of Allah. You know, and it's balance is so important. And I've seen it torn. I've seen so many marriages torn apart because there was no balance. One wanted to just do one thing and ignore the fact that they had a wife, ignore the fact that they had children, ignore the fact that some of them, that they should be working. You know, I've known brothers that will say, no, I just want to stay home and fast and do this and not work and provide for his family. You know, so balance, this hadith really speaks about balance.
Yes, balance in everything. Okay, let's put this hadith back up.
I was gonna add something to it.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that's why it's important to like learn the religion and its truthfulness, because like when you're very ignorant about certain things, you just go too far with it, and then you notice that like you start you don't notice it, but other people do. You start projecting your frustrations on other people, and then you would see why the hadith about where the Prophet said, "Do not break a woman." Like it can go to, these two can go hand in hand together. So exactly.
You know, a lot of us break our wives. We even break ourselves. You know, break yourself, being so hard on yourself, so extreme and fanatical on yourself. You know, you don't want to break yourself. We need to find the balance, learn how to strike the balance, you know, in our emotions and everything. That's something that I struggle with because I have so many anxieties. You know, I'm always trying to get that balance. And it's something that's hard to do, but it can be done. You just have to work on it. You just have to do it. Because again, you don't want to be a person that's too lenient, and you don't want to be a person that's fanatical. We have to seek the middle course in all things, in our relationships with each other, our relationships with ourselves, and definitely with our relationship with Allah. Okay, let's put this hadith up again. And this hadith can be found in all of the sittah, really different versions of it. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had heard about Uthman ibn Mazun and Amir ibn al-As and another brother who swore off marrying. They swore off eating and sleeping because they wanted to show how strong their faith was. Well, the Prophet went and visited them all individually. And when he went to Uthman ibn Mazun, he told him, he said, don't you like the way I live? I sleep, I pray, and I fast, but I also don't fast, and I get married. He said, understand that, you know, your wife has rights over you. Your guests have rights over you, and your body has a right over you. Give everyone his or her due right. Do not be a fanatic. Do not be an extremist, because when you become an extremist or a fanatic, you make the religion hard and you make the religion ugly, and you will eventually break yourself. So seek the middle course in all things. Seek the easy way in all things. I'd like to thank everybody for joining and participating in this session of our Hadith class. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Okay, good, y'all. Let me log out and log back in for this recording.